Welcome back to a new episode of Questions for the Rector. I am Father Nicolas Esposito, filling in for Stephen Heiner in a special episode today. With me is the Rector of Most Holy Trinity Seminary, Bishop Daniel Sanborn. Hello, Your Excellency.
Hello, Father.
So the last video interview we did with you, Your Excellency, you sent a message to Bishop Viganò regarding the position he should have taken with regard to Jorge Bergoglio and his papacy and Vatican II, etc., giving not only the premises but a clear conclusion regarding his non-papacy. So today I would like to read to you, Your Excellency, part of his latest statement. I maintain that the errors and heresies to which Bergoglio adhered before, during, and after his election, along with the intention he held in his apparent acceptance of the papacy, render his elevation to the throne null and void. So what do you think, Your Excellency?
Yes, it's very refreshing. If you saw my last video, I said Archbishop Viganò has brought us right logically to the point of saying that man is not a true Roman pontiff, but he never drew the conclusion. And I was concerned about that because if he does not say that he is a false pontiff, then the accusation of schism really falls upon him. If you say, I refuse communion to a sitting and reigning Roman pontiff, then you are in schism. You see, so I was concerned about that. And I was so happy to see that a few days later, after that video that I did, sure enough, he has made a statement that makes everything very clear, just what you read, that his papacy is null and void. He has assigned the causes to Vatican II, which is wonderful because it all goes back to Vatican II. And he has asked the bishops, urged the bishops to depose him. Which I would, and let me comment about that. The persons who should depose him are the cardinals because they are the electors, and but you could make an argument for what is known as an imperfect council that could depose somebody who is a false pope, but that is a little more speculative and you might say discussed among theologians than the idea of cardinals denouncing him for heresy and moving to a new conclave. But I mean, in a certain sense, those are details. They're important details, but they are details from the point of view of the breakthrough that finally a member of the hierarchy has said this man is not the Pope and he needs to go. That is key to the whole thing. It doesn't do any good to roll your eyes and wring your hands about everything Bergoglio is saying and doing, as so many do. The man needs to be removed from his office, and the Catholic Church needs to react to him in that fashion. And I just am delighted to see what he said. It seems to me that he was giving all the logic for many months so that he could announce this conclusion without shocking people. He has already prepared so many people with the logic of the whole conclusion. And I was just a little impatient maybe in saying, you need to draw the conclusion, you need to say it. And finally he did it. And I commend him for it. It takes a lot of courage and he's not backing down. I think it's a very important point of Catholic history, what he has done. Finally, after practically 60 years of Vatican II, we have now seen this said. This needed to be said long, long ago. Archbishop Lefebvre made many comments that he wasn't sure if someone was the Pope. Paul VI, he said that. In private, he said, I don't think Paul VI is the Pope. He expressed doubts about John Paul II, but he never came out and said it. The Pope is the center of the Catholic Church. If you are with him, you are with Christ. But if he is not with Christ and you are with him, then you are outside of Christ and the Church. He is that essential. You could not exaggerate his position in the church. And so to say, well, we don't know, or in doubt, and sometimes you say that he is, sometimes you say that he isn't, which is what Archbishop Lefebvre used to do, is doesn't help the church at all. There has to be a very clear definition concerning these things. So I'm delighted at the statement of Archbishop Viganò that he has done this and done a great favor to the Catholic Church.
And do you think, Your Excellency, that this will be the beginning of the next big thing in our position, you may say, the vacantism or the thesis, that people will now take it seriously?
I think they will take our position more seriously. We have been set aside by many what you call Novus Ordo conservatives as being too radical and something that is unacceptable. But I think that the fact that he, who is a pivotal figure in the refusal of Vatican II and the reforms of Vatican II, that his approbation of what we have been saying for a long time will give it great credibility, and I hope people listen to him. He is probably the most important person since Vatican II with regard to the condemnation of Vatican II and its errors.
And I have noticed that the SSPX was quick to denounce Viganò because of sedevacantism. So you think that they are going to reconsider that, and the SSPX may change?
I don't think so. I think that they are on a path of reconciliation with the Vatican II religion, and that's why they give a lip service recognition to Bergoglio as the Roman Pontiff. I think they do this because this was the example of Archbishop Lefebvre, and even though things have become so extreme that it becomes ridiculous and untenable to say that man is the true Roman Pontiff, nonetheless, they continue on that path. And I think Archbishop Viganò is correct in saying that if Archbishop Lefebvre were alive today, he would be a sedevacantist. I think he's right about that. I knew Archbishop Lefebvre very well, and I am sure, I have no doubt that he would be a sedevacantist. But they are on this track that they must observe whatever legacy he left behind. And you know, all he said at the end was, we will not deal with the Vatican until they return to the faith. But that means that they have to keep alive this relationship with the modernists and the Vatican. The only thing that you ever want to discuss with the modernists in the Vatican is when they're packing their bags and leaving.
So I guess this is a very positive development, the Viganò.
It's a watershed development. I mean, it's a very, very big, major development of the traditional movement.
All right, so thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this short follow-up video on Viganò. Thank you for listening to this new episode of Questions for the Rector. The next interview will hopefully be with Stephen, who is going to be back soon. Thank you, Your Excellency.